Hello and welcome to the Lesson Jigsaw stream, and this is Have a Chat with me. We are here for English language practice. If you're learning English and you need to practice speaking, practice conversation skills, this is the place for you. We are here to help you practice. We can chat about whatever you want. Um, we just like to be respectful, like in a normal conversation, so nothing special there. But all you got to do is I'm going to add in now um, the link. And all you got to do is to click on that link, and you can participate in the conversation. It's as simple as that. We are here every Monday to Friday at 12 o'clock Universal Time, and here for you to practice. The reason why is that we think it's really important for you, students or people learning English, to practice speaking and to practice production, and that's a very, very important point because often we get a lot of words, a lot of vocabulary, but we don't actually get to use it as much as we want to. So it's an opportunity for you. So that's why while I'm here by myself, I will talk about certain things. But if you want to talk about something in particular, you are more than welcome to do that because maybe there are some certain, like we say, certain words or certain expressions that you want to practice. And use them in appropriate situations. So that's the reason for that. So how are you anyway? So what's happening in your world? What we could use this as an expression. What neck of the woods are you in? What neck of the woods are you in? You hear this occasionally, like not too much, but occasionally from time to time you might hear this. So, and you might hear it probably more, not necessarily as a question, but people might go, if I'm in your neck of the woods, I'll pop in or I'll pop by. I'll come in and say hello to you. If I'm in your area, basically. Your neck are the woods? No, your neck of the woods. Okay, no, sorry. Uh, that was confusing for me. So that's where you get confused sometimes between a question and a sentence. Anyway, so what neck of the woods are you in? So then, okay, just as a note as well. So you'll see the email address on the screen there, chatonlessonjigsaw@gmail.com. If you're watching this on the replay, and hello if you are, don't forget that if you send us an email and you're thinking 12 o'clock is not a great time for me, send us an email, let us know where you are, your time zone, and then we can see if we can find a time that is suitable for you and me to do a live stream, and then we can practice the conversations at a more suitable time for you. So that's an option available for you as well. So think about doing that for your convenience. So yeah, let me know in the comments where you are, what part of the world you're in, what you're up to today, what you're doing today. What are you up to today? What are you up to today? So what are you doing? What are you doing today? Today. Any plans? Is the idea? It is Tuesday. Well, when we're broadcasting this is it's Tuesday, the 22nd of March, 2022, and yeah, we hope everything is okay where you are. I know lots of crazy stuff happening in the world. Well, I mean, crazy is one word, isn't it? But I mean, and there's always something, I guess, if if we're being honest. But there's always stuff going on in the world. But we hope wherever you are, you and your loved ones and all that sort of thing are all safe and okay, and happy. Okay, now when I'm here talking to myself, there's a few things that we can do, but one thing in particular that I like to do is to talk about pictures. I think pictures are a pretty good stimulus for creating a conversation about about something. It can give you ideas. It's the spark, shall we say. It can be the spark for conversation. So it's like like when you're lighting a match, you have the spark. So the little flicker of light, the little part to start something, and then it becomes much bigger. Then you can discuss things. And so if you've seen other shows, you would notice that we often like to focus on in some ways to ignite the conversation, to start the conversation. The question was who, what, when, where, why, how, and of course any other question that you may form from that. So we can think of those, I guess, as the basis, and then how deep you go into the exploration of that topic is up to you. It's completely up to you. Okay, let's have a look at a photo. I'm just going to check on my tea, and that is still too hot. Still too hot to sip. But later, so I've got a cup of water that I can enjoy as well. I suppose you could argue that tea is water with a bit of flavor. I'm not sure if that would be good or bad to say, but it pretty much is, I guess. So let's have a look at this picture. So where is this person? I would suggest, just because of the tall building in the back, it's probably in a city. Just because you don't tend to have buildings that tall in, I guess in some rural areas you might, because that's more for agricultural items, like for storing of wheat or produce of some sort over a period of time. I would suggest, but that's my opinion. You tell me if you think differently. Maybe you think differently. I don't know you, so you can tell me. But let's say, and of course we don't know. We only have a small perspective there from what we can see. And so there's a woman there. Her hair is in a ponytail. She's got her hair up and in a ponytail. Let's get that down. Her hair is in a ponytail. And I think the reason for that is because she doesn't want the hair sticking to the back of her neck, because it looks like she's doing some type of fitness activity. So this is what I think. She doesn't want her hair to stick to the back of her neck while she is exercising. So she doesn't want her hair to stick to the back of her neck while she is exercising. And I assume that's the reason why people generally have a ponytail. I don't know, but I think that's the reason why she has a ponytail, is to avoid that. She has a bottle of water to rehydrate. So she has a bottle of water with her to rehydrate. So to hydrate, get liquids into you. So certainly when you're doing exercise or some sort of physical activity, you need to replenish the fluids. You need to replenish the fluids in the body in this particular case, because people sweat, because people sweat when they exercise. Absolutely, we know that. Or most people sweat. I'm not sure. I think there are some people that don't sweat, but most people, I think, sweat when they exercise. To cool down the body, of course. Now, okay, so let's go back to here. And of course, when we say replenish, we can use replenish in a few. It's basically to put something back that was there before, but with new items, let's say. So in terms of like when you sweat, we replenish by drinking water, and that's putting the fluids and liquids back in the body. But if you're working in a shop and someone buys something, so say, I don't know, they buy apples, and so people are buying all of the apples. You need to put more apples there, so you need to replenish the stock of apples. So you have the out the back maybe, or like when you order in, so you order in some more apples, they're out the back, let's say, and then you wheel in the apples. I like that, like as a verb, yeah, to wheel in the apples. To wheel in, to bring something, to move something where there are wheels, to wheel in the apples. So you wheel in the apples and you put them back on the place where they have the where they're displaying the apples, and you replenish the stock. So that's also where we use the word replenish. So we can replenish different things. So to put back something that was taken away with a new version. When I say new, I mean it's one that wasn't there before. It's not the same ones that we put back. Different ones, let's say. So maybe, yeah, but new, yeah, new is like a relative word, shall we say? Okay. And just before we get back to that, just a reminder: this is Have a Tea with me. We are here every day, Monday to Friday at 12 o'clock Universal Time. We are here for English language conversation practice. If you're learning English, you would like to practice your speaking or conversation skills, what you got to do is click on the link that you see in the comments. If you're on Twitter and you're watching this, you're not going to be able to see that, so you need to come on to YouTube or Facebook where we are. But certainly you can click on that link and come on through to the studio, and we can chat about whatever you talk about. We could talk about one of the pictures that I'm displaying, or anything else. And across the bottom of the screen, you'll see an email address: chatonlessonjigsaw@gmail.com. If 12 o'clock Universal Time is not good for you, you can contact us, send us an email, let us know where you are, what you'd like to talk about, and some days and times that are or more appropriate or more suited or suitable for you. And we can see if we can find a time that's good to practice and to live stream. together with the conversation. Okay, so that is there for you. Now, one thing, if we get back to this photo, it's a nice way to change again. If we get back to this photo, let's get that down. That's a nice transition, I think. Yeah. If we get back to this photo, I guess I get what I'm saying is that if we get back to this photo, I can mention these other things, would be the complete sentence. But I guess really, you don't complete the sentence. So if we get back to the topic, if we get back to the report, if we get back to the show, all that sort of stuff. So it's just a way to signal that we want to move the conversation or return the conversation to a previous point without necessarily needing to complete the sentence, which we do many times, of course. And I assume in most languages you have things where you don't actually complete the sentence. You just you just start and you assume people know what it is that you're talking about. I feel like a change. Let's get something a little bit brighter. Let's go, yeah, okay, that's nicer. Let's go sunflower. Sunflowers feel a little bit sort of brighter and nicer than that. Almost metallic, grey, blacky, whitey, whatever crisscross thing that was there before. Okay, so if we get back to the photo, one thing for me, I guess that would be good to talk about is that she's got the headphones on, which I'm assuming she's listening to some music or something like that. Because I guess normally when people do exercise, they want something with a faster beat to keep up the rhythm and the energy for the exercise that they're doing. So I'm assuming it's music. I could be wrong, of course. It could be, now she may not even be running. It could be she's walking. Yeah, maybe she's just walking through the park. Perhaps she is walking briskly. Get that down. Perhaps she is walking briskly. Briskly. So in a fast way, not slow. She's not dawdling. Is that the right way to say it? I always press the wrong thing. Dawdling. I guess that's the right way to. I don't think I've ever spelled dawdle in my life, but that's. Oh, okay. It's not right. In fact, that's. I think. Okay. Okay. That's. Dawdle. To dawdle is to, when sometimes people are walking or doing something, but particularly like walking or moving through a place, and it's like particularly slow. And it's like they're just taking the time, taking forever. Let's say they are taking forever, metaphorically speaking, as an expression. So they dawdle, to dawdle. Let's get the verb there. So yeah, and it's basically with no real effort. But I don't think she's dawdling. I think the opposite. I think should be walking briskly through the center of the town or somewhere like on a path or a track or something, and she's probably listening to some songs or something to keep up the energy levels. But of course, that could be wrong. These days, many people listen to things like podcasts as they're doing different activities. And that can be very helpful for them because they're maybe learning something or getting some information or an update about something while they're doing some exercise. So it's just a different alternative, but an alternative is different anyway. So, but it's it's an alternative. But I guess let's ask that as a question. What do you listen to, if anything? What do you listen to when you do fitness? Yeah. So what do you listen to, if anything? And I would say, if anything, I interrupt because maybe you don't listen to anything. So maybe your answer is, hey, I don't listen to anything. So that's why I put that in there. So just in case, because sometimes people like to correct and go, hey, that's not right for all of us. So we can interrupt there. So when we write it, put it inside commas. So what do you listen to, if anything, when you are doing fitness activities, whatever you regard as fitness activities? So any answers you have to that, please leave in the comments or in the chat. Let me know. I think that's an interesting thing. And I don't know about you. For me, it's very much a mood thing. It's very much a mood thing. I'd say just okay. And I think it's a case of, sometimes you want maybe like a dancey electronic sort of thing. Sometimes you want maybe rock. And of course, it depends on what music you're into. Sometimes I listen to spoken word things or speeches or things like even like TED Talks and stuff there, but it's mainly ones that I've heard before, I have to say. I don't really listen to new, unless it's the radio. I don't really listen to anything that I haven't heard before. Oh, okay, maybe songs as well. I haven't heard before, but for spoken word things or speaking things, I don't listen to anything I haven't heard before if I'm doing a fitness type activity. Mainly because I guess I want to know that I'm going to enjoy it. The last thing I want to do. This is a nice expression. Put the T down for that. The last thing I want to do is search around for things to listen to or to change the track while I am, let's say, running. You don't want to stop running. And so I don't want to search around for things. To search around for things to listen to. So changing the song. That's why, of course, people have playlists. That's exactly the reason for playlists. That's the reason for playlists. It's difficult to say sometimes. We got the STS. Playlists. So the last thing I want is to search around for things or to change the track. So I know sometimes like when they have like the, or even like with the wireless, but also with the cables, they have like the button for like next track. But unless it's next track, you don't really have to, you can't really, scroll through a list. You can't really scroll through a list without stopping or slowing down. So you can't keep going at, say you're going at full pace. You can't go at full pace and then also be checking your phone, and like be like scrolling up and down, looking for where's that song that I want. I guess you could use the search function. Okay. But yeah. Uh, well, I mean, and of course, this is when I say you can't, I mean this is interesting, isn't it? Because it's like when you say you can't, it's like you can. It is possible to do that, but you're saying it's not a good thing to do, or it's not for most people realistic, and that sort of thing, or it's not the way to do things. It's not the done thing. Sometimes we would say it's not the done thing as an expression. It's not as we say the right way to do things. Okay, so we've got a few expressions here, but the other one I wanted to really highlight originally was the last thing I want to do, and this is not necessarily. It's like when you have a list. Yeah, so you have like a list and you can prioritize it. So the first thing, the second thing we need to do, the third thing we need to do, and so on. And then, of course, if you have a list, there will be the last thing to do. But that's one thing, but that's not really what's meant here. Here, what you say, or what you mean when you say, the last thing I want to do is search around for things. The last thing I want to do is have to look for something at the last minute. So what you're saying is, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Is the idea of when you say something, and you can have it at the beginning or the end. So you can say, I guess, like any sentence, you say the last thing I want to do is, I don't know, drink tea from my hands, or drink tea from my hands is the last thing I want to do. So you can have it on either side. So that's possibly, I don't know, that's something to think about. So just so I listen to spoken word stuff, but I also listen to oral speeches and stuff. But I would also listen to rock, like I say, depending on the mood, or dance. Sometimes you want commercial pop, like stuff that you hear on the radio, but other times you want more obscure things that maybe like, or album tracks. So not the singles, but you want to listen to other songs that, like you don't normally hear on the radio, and that sort of thing. So when you're running, maybe you've got some favorite songs, or maybe you want to listen to the whole album of something, So maybe you'll have like a few songs that everyone knows, but then you like the artist or the singer or whatever, you want to listen to all of the songs. And I guess the other question we could ask is, when you're doing fitness activities, what accessories do you use? Let's get that question down. So what accessories do you use when doing fitness? There are two questions we want you to really answer in the comments. So what do you listen to when you are doing fitness activities? And then what accessories do you use when doing fitness? And you can use it or answer that in any way. I mean, I guess you could talk about clothes to a degree, but I guess here I'm thinking of things like she's got the headphones, or she could be using earbuds or something, or like some wireless headphones to listen to songs and tunes. She's got the bottle, like we saw before. to rehydrate, to get some water into her. Maybe she wears a pedometer. A pedometer. Let's get that down. Let's say it this way, she might be wearing or using, could say as well, a pedometer. I think is the spelling. Okay, so a pedometer is basically something that counts your steps. And I guess most commonly it's on the wrist, but I know you can also get apps that do the function of the pedometer. And so you have, like, if your phone is with you, so it's basically counting. And so maybe it's using GPS or something else. So sometimes it counts how far you go in terms of the meters, sometimes like the floors, sometimes it might count the heart rate or the breathing rate as well, perhaps even sometimes. What else? I might give you some analysis about the calories burnt while you're exercising and those sort of things. So I guess that's the results. We're just talking about the analysis, but I guess the statistics that it gives you initially are the things like the heartbeat, the speed that you're going, the distance, things like that. So maybe she's wearing a pedometer to keep track, and also I guess it can keep track with of where you went, so you know, like the route that you went. So if you want to look back, say, oh, what day did I go to that area or something, you can look back perhaps on if the pedometer has an app or something, it shows you the maps and that sort of thing. You can also, so you can keep a track, a historical record of where you've gone and the distances and all that sort of stuff. And I guess they're some of the main accessories. Some people might wear a headband as well to stop the sweat. So maybe people have sweat and they don't want the sweat to get into their eyes, so they wear a headband to try and keep the sweat away. That's in theory the job of the eyebrows, but maybe the eyebrows aren't, I don't know, can't handle the amount of sweat or something. I don't know. So you wear a headband to do that. So it could be a headband or a wristband as well to wipe away the sweat as you're going. Sometimes people use weights, so they use wrist weights or ankle weights, or sometimes, like I've seen people like with a vest that they put on, like a weighted vest, and so they're running or walking or whatever, and they've put on an extra 5, 10, 20, whatever kilos or whatever. So they're getting, I guess, stronger for their muscles by having to move that extra weight. And instead of like carrying weights as such, that could be uncomfortable if they're wearing the weights. I guess the idea is that it's more comfortable to be doing that. So yes, okay. So there we have. So a couple of questions for you to answer, particularly if you're watching the replay. Let us know. So what do you listen to, if anything, when you are doing fitness activities, and what accessories do you use when doing fitness? So we'll leave that over to you. So again, a final reminder, this is Have a Tea with Me. This is an English language conversation show on the Lesson Jigsaw channel. We are here every day, Monday to Friday, at 12 o'clock Universal Time for English language conversation and speaking practice. So again, if you're learning you're learning and you want to practice speaking and conversation skills, you are more than welcome to join us and participate. And you'll see a different link each time in each live show that you can click and come through and speak to us and practice. And if this time is not good for you, send us an email, chat on lessonjigsaw@gmail.com, and we can see if we can find another time that is more suitable, perhaps. Okay, so I think we'll leave it there for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all that sort of stuff. And we will see you next time for the next Have a Tea with Me tomorrow. Take care, and whatever you're doing, stay healthy, stay safe. Take care.